Archaeologists at Must Farm are uncovering more revelations each day about how people lived 3,000 years ago. The fire that destroyed this Bronze Age village before 800 BC preserved many of the artefacts within silt. With the discovery of this wheel, the team can gain some insights into how our ancestors got around. While boats from the period had been found in the fens before, the wheel was something of a shock for the team.
Our settlement here is wetland, but all of its sort of material culture, all of its sort of elements of its sort of economy is very much dry land. And the wheel was part of that story. So I'm guessing that you would have got a boat to the adjacent land, put that wheel on your cart and gone off and tended your fields and things like that. But I think it also says that despite the sort of stagnant context of this river, they were very mobile. This was part of their world, but they were visiting other parts of the world as well. So, and I think also it's high-end technology at this point in our history. You know, they weren't wanting for anything. They had swords and spears and pots and textiles, but also they had wheels. And I think, you know, think about our modern society and how important the wheel is to us, sort of thing, and our cars and things like that. It's the same for them.
The dig is being backed by Historic England, as well as the quarry's operators Fonterra. For the archaeologists, this is just the first step. Once the objects are excavated, they will undergo years of analysis.
It's a bit like an iceberg, really. The excavation is the bit that you see, but all the work that goes on underneath, will give us the full picture. And so the materials and the finds will be conserved, and they will be kept and displayed locally in Peterborough Museum. And the rest of the site, after the excavation is complete, will be backfilled and will remain where it is.
Previous Fenland finds, like these Bronze Age pots, show how much work goes into getting artefacts from out of the ground and into museum display cases.
This was actually uncovered in 2006, and because we have quite a unique situation with a lot of the pottery that we're finding here, most of them contain some kind of evidence of food residue, so that has to go through quite a long conservation process in order to stabilise that before it can be displayed. So 10 years is probably a little bit of an exaggeration for that, but it's certainly going to be quite an extensive process to get a lot of the items into a condition where they can be displayed in the local area.
Wooden artefacts like the wheel are no exception. After 3 millennia of taking on water, this wood will have to be treated with a resin to keep it together once it's dug up.
I cannot tell you how soft that thing is. It's not a solid piece of wood. We wouldn't be able to pick it up now. We'll have to undermine it and lift it under a sort of a board or a sheet of metal and things. It will then have to be consolidated, then we'll turn it over and excavate the other side, and then we'll get to understand its complete build. And then we'll do things like take small samples for identifying what kind of wood was used. We'll radiocarbon date it. We'll tell you how old it is, not just the Bronze Age, but what year and things like that. So that all of that will come from it as well.
The team are now halfway through their 8-month dig and are not ruling out any more surprises for Britain's Pompeii. Adam Page, Cambridge TV News.